You did not tell me you were taking time off to run them to the airport.
What's the matter with you? They're my parents.
Yeah, what do you expect me to do? Tell them to hump their luggage on public transport?
Holidays abroad, chauffeur-driven to the airport. I don't know what the working classes are coming to. Did they learn nothing from Maggie's reign of terror?
Oh, I'll tell them you said so.
You will do no such thing. You'll just see that you're back here in time to pick up my mail from that agency. We have important new business to conduct. Hey, the van's in dock, so what are you carting them in?
Dad's cab.
Oh. Well, see if you can pick up a confused traveller for the return journey. We could have a small earner out of that.
We?
Japanese or Yanks are the best. I want you back in 3 hours max with my mail.
Yeah, Arthur, I'm not going to rush... You've got to be joking.
Better safe than...
Sorry. Now, you'll be all right, won't you, son?
No, of course I won't, Mum. Who's going to be here to change me nappies?
Don't be cheeky. Here's the keys to the house, both sets. All these burglaries going on. You make sure you keep a proper eye on it.
Like a hawk. No, don't worry.
Here, if you don't stop rabbiting, we're going to miss it.
Yeah, that's right. Now, you get off and enjoy yourself.
Oh, anybody think we were emigrating?
Come on, go off and have a nice one. See you later, Dad.
Oh, Ray, you've got the hotel and the number where we're staying, haven't you?
Yeah, I'll see you in 2 weeks' time.
West London, please, driver. South Kensington. And if you could hurry.
Sorry, I'm not for hire.
What? Why not?
Well, it's my old man's cab, but I don't have a licence to drive punters. I'm sorry.
Well, that's silly. Who's to know?
Well, if we was to get stopped or, God forbid, have an accident, the police for starters. Yeah, then there's insurance companies.
Please take me. I'll be really grateful. You can leave the clock off. I'll pay you double the going rate, please.
Exactly whereabouts in South Ken?
No, looks like we've missed her. OK, will do. Wants us to check all the other airlines, see if she's transferred on.
You all right back there?
Do you think we could pull up somewhere, actually? I need a drink or something.
Look, you don't mind me asking, but are you in some sort of trouble?
I take it there's substantial discount for bulk buying.
Cheers. Better. Do you want to talk about it?
I tried to leave him once before, but he found me. He just sees me as his property to be used and abused as he sees fit.
You're still married to him, then?
Threw it away. Symbolic gesture, I suppose.
How'd he come to find you the last time?
Private detectives.
They don't come cheap.
No, he can afford it. He's one of those rich pigs that thinks money can buy people. He's not buying me. Not anymore.
So what are you going to do now?
Go and see this old friend. I don't think my husband knows about her. Maybe she can put me up for a few days until I can... I'll have to find somewhere safe to stay. Somewhere he can't find me.
Well, if that don't work out, there's plenty of anonymous hotels in London.
Oh, no. It's a mistake I made last time.
Look, really better be going, only I'm a bit pushed.
Yeah. You've been really very kind.
It's no problem.
Excellent. When can you deliver?
No, it's, okay, it's
No,
not
no,
me.
no, please, I insist. But, if you could just wait for 1 minute.
Wait.
Well, it's just that I'm not sure if... It'll be 1 minute, okay?
Is everything all right? Only I've got to pick up some stuff and nip back home to Wilston.
Seems my friend has moved and not left a forwarding address or a number.
Right.
I'm terribly sorry I can't help. The agency that I leased this place from has changed hands.
Well, listen, I might be able to help. I know this bloke. He's...
Bloke?
Oh, bloke. He's my Uncle Arthur. He's a sort of entrepreneur, car dealer. He rents out a few flats. Well, I'm not sure, but it might be worth a try.
I'm sorry I can't help.
Well?
I don't know what to say. I mean, it's not too much to ask.
No, it'd be fine. Just got to pick up some mail first for my Uncle Arthur.
I want to see you.
Don't give me traffic jams. I checked with the AA. 4. Nearly 5 hours for a round trip to Heathrow.
I got diverted.
So I noticed. And may I assume that you were the signpost to this little diversion, young lady?
Well,
Because if so, I'd like to point out that this young man is in my employ.
Arthur?
And taking time off to pursue his uncontrollable carnal desires is not part of his contractual obligations.
You finished?
No. Did you pick up my mail as well?
Yeah. Postman Pat here fulfilled his duties. He delivered them to the lockup where he thought his employer would be.
Was there much?
Matter of fact, yeah. Whole sackload.
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, would you and the young lady like a drink, Ray?
Thank you, Dave. Manners on the manor at last. Susie, this is Dave. Friend, confidant and owner...
Part owner.
...of this place.
hello.
Nice to meet you.
And this is me Uncle Arthur.
Charm, my dear. Forgive my little outburst. Pressure of business.
It's all right, I understand. It's a pleasure. Ray's been telling me all about you. What a kind and generous gentleman you are.
Family loyalty. Can't beat it.
Slight exaggeration, I'm sure.
Somewhat.
I do have my moments, though. But the conflict between the needs of commerce and the demands of the soul is a very difficult mountain to climb on the slippery slopes of the Piste.
That's, very poetic,
Arthur. Call me Arthur.
Arthur. Well, Arthur, would it be all right if I bought you all a drink?
Oh, no, I couldn't possibly allow.
Yeah. You already have. What's it to be?
Do you have champagne?
Yeah.
Is that all right?
Why not? It's your money.
Well, if you absolutely insist. Charming. May one inquire, are you two met?
Dear Susie, now might be a good time to tell Arthur about your problem.
You have a problem, my dear?
We checked all the airlines and ports, so we're pretty sure she hasn't left the country.
You think she's definitely in London, then?
Where else would her sort go?
I think it's best if you get down there. Supervise this thing personally.
It'll have to be after the weekend, sir. I can't get out of that seminar.
Deal with it before it's too late.
It's gross. Gross, my dear. Beat you.
Well, he forces me to do things. Things I'd rather not talk about, actually.
Things? What sort of thing? Oh, good God. Oh, God knows what her indoors would say if she knew such things took place in the sacred union of marriage.
Well, maybe you should try educating her, Arthur.
I'll try and excuse that stupid and extremely crass remark, Dave.
Never mind, Arthur. Thing is, I told Susie you might be able to help her out. Rent her one of your flats, incognito-like.
Rent? Oh, certainly, my dear, without hesitation. And from what you tell me, you obviously need minding.
Minding?
Protection from the dark malevolence of marital abuse.
Oh, well, yeah, I suppose.
Arthur?
You know, unfortunately, all my properties are occupied at the moment, but fate has played a hand. A haven of security and home comforts has suddenly become available, complete with top-of-the-range minding facilities.
Excuse us a moment. Arthur, what you get me into here? If you're thinking of installing Susie into my flat, well, you can forget it.
No, Raymond. We're obviously dealing with a young lady of refinement and financial wherewithal. No, it wouldn't be proper to expose her to that level of squalor.
Do what?
No. The sanctuary I have in mind is much more suitable. Unacknowledged, anonymous, unknown. The sort of place no one would look for anyone. Bert and Doreen's gaff.
What are you doing? That's my parents' house. Are you... Well, you're...
Pragmatic is the word you're looking for, Ray. The perfect solution to that young girl's dilemma.
Well, no way, Arthur. It's what's called not happening.
I don't understand your attitude. May I remind you, it is you who brought this poor, battered waif to my table for sustenance?
Yeah, to rent a flat, not to be lodged up in my mum and dad's home. And look at her. She certainly don't look poor and battered to me.
I'm shocked and appalled. You are clearly lacking in the ancestral chivalry associated with the Daly bloodline. And you are also totally selfish as well.
Selfish? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about you denying your poor, hard-working parents the opportunity to cop a nice little earner and so defer the costs of their pitiful package in the sun.
Yeah, how?
Well, think about it. They'll cop for half the rent when they come back, won't they? That'll pay for most of their holiday. Now, what kind of son is going to deny his parents that?
Arthur, you're unreal.
And she's made it clear she's prepared to pay for services rendered. I'm just grateful for him up there that I'm able to help.
There is definitely something wrong with you.
Hello, what's going on there?
Yeah, you don't think...
Well, don't just stand there, go and find out.
Susie, you okay?
Yeah, I think so.
These guys not bothering you then?
Just offering to buy the lady a drink, pal. No sweat. Didn't realise she was with you. Did we, Simon?
No. Our apologies.
Okay.
No problem here, gentlemen, I trust?
Not at the moment, no.
You are?
Arthur Daly, director and owner of this establishment.
Part owner.
Well, Mr. Daly, we're just in for a drink, that's all.
Oh, I'm sorry, gents. It's a members-only club, I'm afraid.
That's a board decision, is it?
No. Licensing law.
Quite. We have a very select clientele here, you understand?
Oh, I understand.
So,
Villain's drinker, innit?
Villains?
Don't worry, Mr. Daly. You could say we belong to the fraternity.
You may do, but I happen to be a highly respected businessman on this manor who...
Yeah, all right, listen.
May I add, enjoys an enduring social rapport with my friends in the upper echelons of the local constabulary. Villains, indeed. Ray, eject these slanderers.
No, hold up, Arthur. Are you sure?
You think I'm going to stand here and have my good name besmirched by a couple of...
Just checking out the haunts of the local lowlife, Mr. Daly. Strictly routine.
Dave, don't just stand there. Give the boys a drink. On the house, of course. Ponytails and beatnik clobber.
Beatnik?
I don't know what plod's coming to. Whatever happened to anoraks, hobnail boots and short back and sides?
They're simple. Times change. You don't.
There's no asking the time from a policeman wearing a Mickey Mouse watch, Raymond. Think about that. Yeah, sorry about that, my dear. They mistook my ossuary for the Winchester 73, a North Wilston carsy full of cowboys.
Yeah, I'm sure. Should I get my case from the taxi?
Raymond will deal with the luggage. Ladies in my care always travel first class. Right, we'll get her installed.
Look, Arthur, I'm not happy about this one bit. I want to start my own gaff.
Well, of course you do, and quite right, too. I mean, she may be webbed up with a beast, but she's still a married woman. Now, I expect you to act like a gentleman. Dignity, restraint, and moral thingy.
We're talking about lodging a total stranger at Mum's. And you know what she's like about her home? She'll go spare.
Your mum has total faith in me. Now, give me the keys of the house and follow up in the cab.
The keys have been entrusted to me.
Sorry about that, my dear. Just checking out the most secure route. Professionalism is my credo.
But who could possibly know I'm here with you?
Precisely.
This is perfect, Arthur, perfect. You're a prince.
Of darkness. I'm glad you approve, my dear. A touch humble. Humble? Compared with what you're used to, no doubt, but it has a certain je ne sais something, I think you'll agree.
Your mother's obviously very house-proud, Ray.
Very.
So, Arthur, what's all this going to cost me?
Raymond, why don't you pop back upstairs and just check the security locks while Susie and I... Well, let's see. Fully secure accommodation, total access to all facilities, washing machine, TV, phone, kitchen utensils, linen, etc., etc., plus 24-hour protection service, and we won't mention VAT. A mere monkey per week, my dear.
500?
I know. A suicidal discount on my normal charges, but call me an old softy. Susie's got enough on her plate without having to worry about money. Is that satisfactory, my dear?
Seems very reasonable, Arthur.
Does it?
I'll write you a cheque.
Ah.
Or would you prefer a Visa card?
No, a cheque will be fine.
You were right, James.
About what?
Arthur Daly. Man's a joke. Strictly 4th Division.
Not worth our trouble.
Yeah.
Hard to believe he's driven 3 ranking officers to near-nervous breakdowns over the last 10 years.
Oh, that seems in order. Thank you, my dear.
No, thank you. Both of you. I can't express how grateful I am.
No need. People in Stuck, daily care is my creed.
Well, so long as you don't mind.
Nonsense, Ray understands, don't you, Ray?
Not entirely, no.
There you are, then.
Well, look, so long as I can get in touch, who should I get hold of?
Your daily care lifeline. You will notice offices, mobile phone numbers, instant contact, night or daily, as the need arises. Oh, yes, and you'll need these to chub up.
Arthur?
And it goes without saying, we shall be monitoring your welfare constantly via our sophisticated communication systems.
You are truly a knight-errant, Arthur. I haven't met many men like you in my life.
I'll do my humble best. Come on, Ray. Oh, and do feel free to rest your weary in the master bedroom.
Arthur, that's me mum and dad's bedroom.
Well, of course it is. You can't expect a young lady of her quality to get her load down on a bunk bed in that box your mum calls a spare room.
But I'm telling you, Arthur, when Mum comes back and finds out, she's going to go guaranteed.
Not after I've informed her of that poor girl's flight and not after I've bunged a tour into her outstretched.
But you're copping 5 a week out of this.
X's and your wages have got to be met, haven't they? And don't think I didn't notice that nifty you pulled out of the Winchester. And guess where it came from? You were Brassic this morning.
And who suggested I pick up a fare?
Precisely. And have I demanded my rightful percentage?
Yeah, you drank it.
Only to be hospitable. Anyway, enough of this, Bunny. I want to get this cheque banked and get home. Her indoors is doing fish. Look, I tell you what I want you to do. Seek out Willie the Weed, tell him I've got a bit of casual to put his way, and to be at the lockup first thing Monday morning. You too. We got new business to sort.
Never mind that. I want to get this sorted.
It is sorted. Look, never look a gift horse in the throat, Raymond. Susie's happy, I'm happy, and defrayed holiday expenses will make your mum and dad happy.
I'm not happy.
Given time and the stability I can offer you, you will be.
Arthur, we don't know who she is, where she comes from. I mean, what kind of real act she's got. It could be total nonsense. How do we know?
Stop worrying. There is no way anyone's going to trace her here, is there? Oh, Willie, glad you could get along.
Yeah, well, Ray says you've got a bit of casual to put my way.
Well, you know me, Willie. Always keen to reduce the unemployment figures. And I heard you were a bit short. Of the readies, that is.
What's that pile of wood outside?
Product for the punters. I'm making a foray into the mail order market. And you and Willie are going to be at the cutting edge of the operation. Excellent, Willie, excellent. You've obviously done this sort of thing before.
What are they for?
For? Well, they're bookends.
Bookends?
Yeah. Bookends.
You're selling plain lumps of wood for bookends?
No, no, no. You smooth down the rough edges with a bit of sandpaper, then they're bookends. $5.99 a pair, plus post and packing, inclusive of VAT.
You gotta be kidding. Who's gonna stand for that?
Ray, there's a multitude of punters out there who'll stand for anything, if you can cater for their small needs and fantasies at bargain prices. And there's a sack full of orders in my office to prove it. Is Susie settled in all right?
Yeah, as far as I can tell, she hasn't nicked any of the cutlery yet.
Good. Well, come with me. I'll show you what I want you to do while I'm dealing with the correspondence side of this business.
So, what's the move?
Well, working on the theory that a leopard doesn't change its spots, I have here a list of people and addresses we can start checking out.
You've got to hand it to Arthur, ain't you? Bookends, eh? I don't know how he dreams them up.
Yeah, well, he works on the theory that if you find a mug, strangle them.
Well, you'd have to be a right prat to buy these.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Melissa Mason?
Yes?
been anticipating someone like you arriving.
In that case, I'm sure you wouldn't mind inviting me in so that we can have a little chat.
Oh, Raymond, cracking on?
Yeah, it's all right. Hey, listen, Arthur, I'm going to grab a spot of lunch. Nip over to Mum's, check things out, you know?
There's nothing to check out. I've talked to the client on the dog, and she tells me she's comfortable, relaxed, and appreciative of the privacy we're affording her.
Yeah, well, I'm not too relaxed or comfortable, so I'm going to check things out, all right?
Ray, may I remind you, you are in my employ, and we have work to do. Here, slap these labels on those parcels, ready to post as soon as the checks have been cleared.
Arthur?
When you've done that, nip round the collection agency and pick up the new bunch of orders.
Ain't you heard of the Industrial Relations Act?
Lunch is for wimps.
Arthur, this is Willesden, not Wall Street.
Any joy?
Maybe. Detective Inspector Styles is with Manchester CID, gentlemen, and is here to request our assistance. Perhaps you'd care to explain the position, Inspector.
I'm trying to locate a young woman by the name of Susan Groves. She is an essential element in an inquiry I'm conducting.
Is she a witness or a suspect, sir?
Unfortunately, because of the nature of the case, that is privileged information. However, it is vital that I locate her as soon as possible. We have reason to believe she's in great physical danger.
Well, anything we can do to help, sir.
The one positive lead we have at the moment is that she took a black cab on Friday from Heathrow, and the driver possibly lives near here in the Wilston area. If I can locate him, I can find out where he took her.
There's an awful lot of cabbies living in this manor, sir. Could take some time to run them all down.
I'm aware of that. However, I do have a good description of him. I've written it down for you. Also, a partial reg number of the cab. Perhaps you could run it through the computer.
Is that the woman you're looking for, sir?
If you do locate him, you're not to question him. You're to contact me immediately. My hotel number is also there. Clear?
That's the bird we saw in the Winchester. Why don't you say something?
Why didn't you?
Because you didn't.
This description of the driver. Remind you of someone?
Oi, Willie, where do you think you're off to?
Well, Ray's just popped out for some lunch.
He's done what?
Said I should do the same. I was just going to nip down a pie and mash.
Casual labourers are not entitled, Willie. Haven't you read the Industrial Relations Act? Section 4, paragraph 2?
No, not really.
I mean, personally, I'm against that amendment. I think it's iniquitous. But what can I do? I mean, it's more than my business is worth to flout the rules. Sorry, Willie. You'll have to carry on grafting. I'll be back later.
Yeah, right. Hey, where shall I tell Ray you'll be in case he wants to know when he comes back?
I'm going to the bank to deposit some readies, and then I'll pop into the Winchester for a wet lunch.
That don't seem fair.
Willie, try and remember, you don't get what's fair in this life. You get what you negotiate.
Here it is. Albert John, cab driver. And there's an address.
Is it local?
Ray, this is silly. I can go on my own. The
Listen,
chances
you're
of
paying to be looked after. That's what I'm supposed to do. So what's the problem?
It'll be all right, honestly.
It's no trouble. Come on.
Yeah, that's him.
And the cab.
Are you sure about this? I mean, shouldn't we just report it in?
Let me ask you something, James. Are you interested in advancing your career?
Who? Me?
Quite. We find out what's going down. What a colleague from Manchester is investigating exactly. And who knows what glories there are to be gained.
Yeah, I guess Auntie can't be a skimp member if she can afford to stay here.
You really don't mind if you don't meet her, do you, Ray?
Not if she's as foul as you say. We don't ever dramatise this situation. Well, how long are you going to be anyway?
Oh, no.
OK, wait in the bar then.
Not only did she slip me a dud, but the bank charges me 15 sols for writing me a letter to tell me about it.
Bit of a liberty, that is, Arthur.
Iniquitous usury, that's what it is, Dave. JC knew what he was about when he upped them tables in the temple.
You reckon this Susie Bird's had you over, then?
I blame that Emily Parkhurst. She started all this, chaining herself to the rails, suffragetting women's lib all over the place. Been better if she bolted herself to the train rails.
Yeah, I guess that would have stopped her in her tracks.
History warned us, Dave. History warned us. Boadicea, there was another one. Them wheels with all them knives at nether level. That don't need no working out. And we stood it. We stood it. We gave them the vote. We invited them into the male arena. Equal opportunities, equal pay. And where has all this homage to the spare rib led?
To a fairer society, Arthur.
Rubber checks, Dave. Bits of paper that bounce at the bank.
Look, maybe the girl forgot.
Machiavellian madams. Femme fatales, that's where it's led. Wily waifs who perpetrate diabolical deceits on the honourable male of the species, i.e. me.
I take it the chivalry debate is dead.
Sanctuary and succour I offered that girl, Dave, and what did I get in return? A knife between the blades.
Yeah, well, thank God she wasn't driving a chariot.
But it's got to stop. It's got to stop. The dignity of manhood has got to be upheld. Immediate withdrawal of facilities and eviction. That's the answer.
Yeah, Arthur, you ain't chucking a girl out on the street just like that.
No, Ray is.
Listen, Arthur, you've got to give the girl a chance to explain. Anyway, after all that spiel you gave Ray, you don't want to mug yourself in front of the boy.
Oh, I suppose you might be right. They even gave Joan of Arc a chance to cop a plea before they... All right, all right. I'll consider what she says. But if she hasn't got the wedge, she's on the pavement.
You're all heart, Arthur. Oh, by the way...
What?
Pankhurst. Emily Pankhurst.
Yeah, I know. They named a shovel after her on the Isle of Wight. That ought to have told you something.
You still in there?
Yeah. Hasn't moved except to make a quick call. What's happening?
She's visiting some women in 301.
Want me to check reception? See who?
Already have. They were a bit snotty. All I got was a name. A Miss Laura Adams, and that she's a regular guest.
That figures. Oi, here she comes.
If they move on, I'll follow them up. Yeah? You stay here. Find the house Dick. They're usually ex-cops. Might be more approachable. If the woman in 301 is a regular, he'll probably know something about her.
What do you mean he's not here?
That's what I mean, he ain't here. He rang through, though, said he was with this bird. Susie, I think he said her name was.
I knew it. I should have known.
Something wrong, Arthur?
You really should get some ointment or something for that rash, Willie. Looks terrible. Raymond, young lady. I know you're in there. It's me, Arthur. Let me in. Raymond! Raymond! Raymond, I hope this doesn't mean what I think it means. She's a married woman who kites up the unsuspecting. Raymond! Where have you two been?
To a hotel.
I thought as much. I want a word with you, young lady. Nevertheless, that doesn't explain bogus kites that have been referred to drawer.
Well, we had a joint account. My husband must have closed it as soon as he knew I'd left. Arthur, I'm so sorry. This is so embarrassing.
That's all very well, young lady.
Turn it in, Arthur. You've already upset her enough, and me, for suggesting that we've been at it.
Oh, it's little Mr. Knight in shining all of a sudden, is it? You were the one that was against the idea.
Yeah, well, never mind about that, eh?
Look, Arthur, I will be able to pay you if you can just trust me for a few days. My aunt's already arranged this well-paid job for me, and I'm sure she'd advance me a loan if I asked her.
A loan?
Yeah, in cash if that's preferable.
Oh, yeah, can I ask what sort of job you're...
Researcher. And the great thing is I'll be able to do most of it from home. I mean, here.
Satisfied?
Did I say she couldn't dwell? Of course you can stay, my dear. The dailies may be many things, but ungallant is not one of them.
Arthur, thank you. I won't let you down, I promise.
I know you won't. And do you think it'll be all right with your auntie if you had the loan in Reddy's?
Oh, don't you ever stop.
It's not for my personal gain, Raymond. It's a token of respect for your parents. It'd be most unfair to disappoint them now. Especially after I phoned them in Majorca to tell them what a nice little windfall's waiting for them when they get back.
Oh, no, you haven't. Laugh at... Tell me that you haven't.
Raymond, some people are telling there's no room in business for sentiment, but not Arthur Daly.
Yeah, Arthur, tell me you didn't ring Mum.
Oh, never mind all that. I want you back on the mail run.
Have I got news for you?
Make someone else wash up. Here, Arthur, what does it mean?
$2.99 plus P&P.
What, for this?
Yeah, it's a new line. Philosophical bon mots, witty epigrams. Punters love them. Stick them on their fridge, back of the car, whatever.
Well, like, you don't have to be mad to work here, but it helps, that sort of thing.
Look, all you got to worry about is bunging one of them with a compliment slip into those self-addressed envelopes.
Well, where are you going?
Down the car lot to conclude a deal on a motor, deposit some readies, and collect some that are overdue.
Yeah, but what does it mean?
You're the one with the O-levels, Raymond. Whatever you want it to mean.
Arthur, all right if I stop for a sandwich?
Section 4, paragraph 2, Willie.
Game on.
You want me to clean all of them, Arthur?
That's right, Wasp. And pristine. Otherwise, we'll have to renegotiate your wages. Hey, who are you? I know you. You're what's his name? The TV bloke.
Arthur, you're a bit early, aren't you?
Yeah. Well,
It must be Arthur.
Yeah, I'll find out what I can and be in touch, OK?
Yes. Sorry about it.
Robert. No. You do them investigation programs. Arthur Daly. Honour to meet you. Your auntie does know some influential people, doesn't she? Showbiz and all. I am impressed. Yeah, what exactly are you researching?
Arthur, what can you be thinking? No, I was just upstairs getting change. Robert had to phone the studio. He called up to say he was leaving just as you arrived.
Ah.
He's doing a program on corruption in Brazil. Rio de Janeiro, I think.
Rio?
He needs some political background stuff, you know.
Really? Well, I might be able to be of some assistance there. I have a number of contacts who know Ronnie very well.
Ronnie?
Biggsy.
Who?
Ronnie Biggs, great train robber. Prisoner of Rio. I mean, if Robert wants me to discuss it on the programme, I could make myself available.
Oh, well, that's very... I'll see what he says. Listen, in the meantime, I'll nip upstairs and get your wrench, shall I?
Oh, yes, thank you.
There we go, Arthur.
Oh, thank you, my dear.
It's all there, I think.
Yes, satisfactory.
Got him. Good. I think I can see why our DI from up north is interested in this lady. But given Daly's track record, it's a bit of a puzzle to see what his involvement is.
So maybe he's getting ambitious.
You face it, Arthur. You haven't got a good side. What was you going on about anyway?
Image, Ray. Image. Perhaps even fame.
Fame?
I could become a much sought-after pundit on the politics of crime and corruption in Brazil. The world, even.
Yeah, all right. I'll pretend I'm taking you seriously.
No, it's true. Susie's doing some research for Robert... What's his name? That bloke who does the expose progs on the box. And he is showing keen interest in having me on the show to present my expert testimony. He seems a nice man.
What, you met him?
Yeah, round at the house. Oh, by the way, Susie paid on. Lovely girl. I knew she had class from the off.
Oh, yeah? Well, maybe Robert What's-its-name would be interested in exposing extortionist charges for services not rendered.
Meaning?
Well, apart from the lovely Susie, I've worked out what it means. Yeah. I found this in one of these mags. Attention, housewives. The secret of keeping your hands soft. Send $2.99 plus P&P to box number 206. Make somebody else wash up. Now, you tell me that ain't a con, Arthur. You tell me that's legal.
Of course it's legal. I haven't told Porkies. It works. You ought to try it.
And you don't think you're going to get a few complaints from irate putters quoting the Trades Description Act?
Ray, there are always a few ingrates who don't appreciate a bargain. That is why it's a box number. Yeah, and what is this with you, quoting all these acts? You've even got Willie going bolshy on me.
You could be nicked.
Not a chance. Have I promised anything I've failed to deliver? The skill is in the way you word them. Common practice in the advertising game.
Oh, please, Arthur, get therapy.
I've got to tell you, Arthur, if I don't take a break soon, I'm going to pass out.
See?
Car dealers.
What?
Miss Mason, the woman I spoke to at the Kensington house. She told me the driver mentioned something else about this Uncle Arthur of his, apart from the property thing. He's also a car dealer. Find him, we find the driver. We find her.
Cheers. All the best. Here you are, Dave.
Car. Not on the slate, huh? Business must be booming.
That is because I'm now into what you might call a growth industry. Put a large one in there, Dave. I have to admit, Dave, that my amazing insight into the way that... There's something wrong with your minces?
Something wrong about you, Arthur.
Well, well, well. Isn't the little gendarmes? Give the lads a drink, Dave.
Not this time, Arthur. We're on duty. And you are under arrest. Anything you say will be taken down and etc. I'm sure you're familiar with the form.
Arrest? Me? You must be on drugs. What for?
Living off immoral earnings. Running a brothel.
Being a pimp. And that's just for starters.
A pimp? A ponce? How dare you? I may have been viciously maligned and slandered in the dim and distant for one or two minor peccadillos, but never, never has it been mooted that Arthur Daly was a nonce or a ponce.
Really? The name Susan Groves won't mean anything to you, then?
Susan Groves?
You know, the tart you've got operating from your brother's house.
Oh, my good God. This is all a ghastly mistake. Writs will be issued for libel and false arrest.
You're winding me up.
No, I'm serious, Ray. You know, that young plod with a ponytail and his mate, they are carting him off the neck as we speak. Yeah, well, you better get over to your mum's gaff quick as you can.
Hasn't got a nephew, has it? Drives a black cab.
Nah, Ray's his nephew. His dad drives a cab. Arthur's brother, Bert.
Bert?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's who we're trying to find, really. We owe him some money. Live hereabouts, does he?
I think so. I don't know. Be in a book, I suppose.
Leave me alone. This is not necessary. You get your hands off.
It's my house, mate.
All right. All right, I'm going. Don't push. Don't
come back.
Ray! For God's sake, Ray, what are you doing? How could you humiliate me like this?
You got some front, haven't you? I'll give you that. Arthur's been nicked down to you. And I want to know what is going on. Now.
So how do you explain these?
Research. She told me she's doing research. I'll swear it.
Research? That's a new word for it.
No, these are her clients.
Punters, Arthur. Punters. Arriving every 2 hours on average.
Every 2... No. There's been some diabolical misunderstanding.
Met any of these clients, have you, Arthur?
Well, no, not per se, so to speak. Oh.
Can't be your brother. You said he was in Mallorca. Have a little arrangement with him, do you?
He and your sister-in-law sit in the sun while you organise the business end and collect the proceeds.
Bert and Doreen?
I can see it all now. Entire family run House of Vice for celebrities. The media's gonna love it.
Could I have a glass of water? Please.
I mean, what do you think I am? What kind of mug do you take me for,
Ray, it's really not what you think. Please, don't be angry with me.
Not what I think. What, on me mother's bed?
Look, Ray, I was just feeling really depressed. We were talking about the work you wanted me to do, and it just happened. I'm so sorry.
Just stop it, Just pack it in. I mean, look at this. A mobile phone, appointments books, names, times, even a bloody bleeper.
Ray.
Yeah, and that bird I took you to in Kensington. Well, she's got to be a brass too, isn't she? I should have bloody sussed it.
Ray.
No, you just get your gear and you get out of here.
Tell us about Laura Adams, Arthur.
Laura Adams?
You know, the high-class madam you've got recruiting tarts at a certain Mayfair hotel. The one your nephew took Susan Groves to sign up with.
High-class No, that's her auntie. The one who lent her the money and got her a job. Her indoors life, I swear it.
Her in what?
My good lady wife, God bless her.
He likes to keep it in the family, doesn't he? You know, I think we ought to bring her in for questioning. Probably keeps the books.
Oh, not her indoors, no, not that. The shock. No, be merciful.
Then you better put your hands up, Arthur, because we've got you banged to rights.
You're going to the Nick.
Do you? I don't believe it. Listen, boy, she's out of business. On your toes.
Stay out of this.
Now, I want you to tell me, without any bloody cover-up, exactly what is going on here. And then you can tell it to the old Bill. You feel upset. How do you think I feel?
There's no comparison. I've been entombed in a place of the doomed. The abode of the damned. I feel quite wretched.
If you're after the sympathy vote, Arthur, I'm not obliging.
Look, I still don't quite understand what was going on. I mean, that tale about her husband, was that a total porky?
Completely. Well, she was an upmarket hooker in Manchester who just happens to get a bright idea about blackmailing some of her more prominent punters, who just happens to include a certain judge and some very eminent plot.
That's Jezebel. No wonder they wanted to nick her so badly.
No, Arthur, they didn't want to nick her. They wanted to shut her up permanently.
Joking.
Joking? Did you see me laughing, Dave? Am I creased with mirth?
So what's going to happen to her, then?
Well, my bet is they'll do a deal with her. Ain't going to let a scandal like that come to light, are they?
I don't know what's happened to this once green and pleasant. Top jollies consorting with strumpets, rampant reporters. Where's it all going to end?
Makes you think, doesn't it?
And who is it who suffers, Dave? The poor, honest entrepreneur. He is the one who gets fitted. It's no wonder Bob took the plunge and Hazel done a runner. The end is nigh when you can't rely on the establishment to act proper.
You know, there's something wrong with him, Dave.
God knows what her in Buckhouse thinks of it all.
Well, nothing compared to what my mum's going to think. Here, talking of which...
No, not now, Ray, not now. I need at least one large one before I even think about that. Willie, what you doing here?
I'll have a drink, Arthur. Make it a short. My wife saw this ad here, said I should send off. Be 6 inches taller by using nature's natural resources. Amazing discovery, guaranteed. Send $5.99 plus P&P. Tall orders, box 206. Have you got any idea what a prat I feel?
Willie, you should have said. I could have let you have them cost. Oh, this is dire, Ray, dire. You'll have to sort it and replace everything before they come back.
I'm going to have to sort it.
Well, I didn't do it, did
Then
I?
listen, Arthur, I've just...
All right. Maybe you can have some of the rent money we copped towards restitution. Good.
Mum, Dad, what are you doing here?
The hotel was terrible, and it done nothing but rain all the time.
So she decided we should cut our losses and come home.
Yes. I told him to take the anoraks.
Mum, don't go in there!
Arthur!